Hey guys, it is me. I'm going cognito, or whatever we would. I hope I'm getting some people to come around and look at some videos, and I'm hoping you're sharing and so on and so forth. I'm going to do a little bit of interacting here, but I have a feeling the video is going to be pretty interacting themselves because I was watching a few of these ones that I've selected out of my videos. And I've come to realize that watching them in slow mo, it just blows me away. So we got a number of videos to choose from. We got our first face-to-face, we got 100% video, we got large baboon-headed one, we got the slow, oh yeah, one, what's it say, slow mode by 8, Bigfoot pile. Oh, I did start to watch that one. That's right. And when I put it on slow mode, and then I watch actually this one right here in the middle, whoo, is it ever cool in super slow mode? Because that's a tough video. This is a very tough video for people to get their heads wrapped around. So I'm going to try to hang out with you for a long time here. I got some snacks going on and so on and so forth, and drinks and stuff, so I won't get thirsty. I'm not going to put my face in here so I don't, kind of feel like my hair's out of place or anything like that. And let me point out a few more of these videos then. Let's call them, I can't think now. I just watched that for a moment or two and it was like, oh, cool. Meet Ramsey. I just went up to the select spot where he was, and yeah, very interesting. And so on and so forth. So let's say we start with one. Do I have anybody out there in our field right now that can say, hello, Ian? I'm glad to accommodate you. Okay, so let's go with, I'm going to go with a sure thing. What I was kind of interested first to do my large baboon-headed guy.
With no monthly bank fees, Simply helps you treat your family more often.
And I will, or I will not have at times. Let me just get into the spot. We're coming close to it. Let's just talk and to listen to when I register it, and then that's when I'm going to go slow mode. I try to give you an example of what color to look for. First pointing out, you hear that noise start to build there? That is their noise. Just so you know, there is no reason for any car weirdness noise going on in front of us right now, okay, guys? And you might see multiple heads and stuff like that and be able to have your own conclusions of what's going on, and it is a vast thing. But the main guy I want us to focus in on is incredibly unbelievable, I think, to most eyes, and it's very hard for people to really register. Open a window or two here to register what's going on in this video. Say there, let's continue on. So he's in the picture now, but I talk about the blackness there. Let me go ahead. Another jump. So I'm getting into the area. You're probably seeing things, but you see this dark pile right there?
So you see something dark.
That's what I'm talking about.
See something behind it there, right? You start to just examine.
It's my red dot is the pointer.
Surroundings and try to figure out if you think that is.
When I notice them, I'm going to put the red dot right on them.
Like how close it is, and such. It's just some kind of dark material. No.
Right there.
Nope, I'm wrong. As you guys can see.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and make sure the picture quality is as best as I'm able to offer here. I'm going to go down to slow speed. I'm going to hit down to 25 like that. And I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to just point something out for you quickly. This is, okay, right here is a plant. And here's the other part of the plant. It's a fern. I've always said he's kind of stuffed in behind a peace sign. You see that? Zip, zip, a peace sign. So my red dot is going to show you, right? See all that blackness right there on the right of my red dot? That's a nose there. That's his mouth there, okay? See that blackness right there? It's connected to this blackness, but it's hidden behind the plant there. Use your three-dimensional looking and go to even 4D if you get what I mean there in a moment. And that's his brow, his shiny gray brow, let's call it. But you see this thing up on top? That's actually not fully on top of his head. It's to the right of his head a little bit. His eyes are looking this direction. We're seeing hidden somewhat his left side of his head. This right here is the back of his head, some grayness there. You see that little bit of grayness? And you see darker colors back here? This is the bush behind. This is his head on the left. Right there. It really does look like an ear. It really does. So try to figure that one out. Right in behind there, that pinkness you're seeing really does look like an ear. So this right here then is, get it, it's his right hand. That's one of his fingers pointing that way. That's another one of his fingers right there. This is his hand into a position where it's coming from his right arm. So use that in your thing. Down here at 1 point or 2, I think it's this one right here, we get to end up figuring out, oh, that's his left arm. And it's down, goes like this. So let's just watch this in slow motion. And once in a while, I'm going to come with my red dot, and I'll just say whatever I'm going to say. So this is him. There's the hand. See if you can see the hand move it all. See the red dot? I'm coming back to him now. At the end of the day, it could be a little one on top of him, but I really have come to the conclusion it's a hand. This is his eyes. This is his nose. This is something on his head, baby or a hand, which I believe is hand still. Back of his head where my red is going there. So I'm going to bring my circle right at the back of his head and stay with the back of his head. Okay, so right here I'm covering his head. The little hand is on top of me now. The nose is in front of me now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit a pause. Not a menopause, just a pause. And I'm going to hit way up here. And it came to kind of when I'm doing a survey of the area. Then I hit there again and I've come back to the spot. I can recognize the spot pretty good. It's right over here. And I think, which would be this might be the peace sign. The peace sign will come into the relevance of it in a moment. But at this exact moment where I lucked out, you see that blackness is still here? What he's done is he's leaned forward or something. We're seeing a different posture out of him or something like that. So no, we're still in slow mode, so we're going to watch him. And I know I do a weird movement here, but use that black spot as a reference. Realize up and to this angle a little bit, but he's kind of on slopish. His head's higher than his whatever, if that's his feet, if that's a bunch of little ones huddled down there. You know, different things are going on for sure in this whole picture, this whole big thing going on. So let's see how good we get out of this. I've never done this. So right there, that blackness has something to do with him, okay, where my red dot was hitting there. We're going to get to see him sit back into the spot, because there's the peace sign. There. Because I think this is the dark plant I was pointing to before. So, whoop. Ooh. This is still it right there. See it there? That's part of it. That's going to be what we get to see go into a new position. Okay, I'm just going to sit
I
back.
just have to do a check because I did say that.
Keeping my dot with him. Or what I'm claiming, and you guys can do your study how you like up these videos that I showed at the very beginning. A list of different videos. I think I end up coming to the right side of the tree again. See this tree on the right there? I think I come to the other side. When I came to the left side is when he went into this weird position. I think that's what's going to happen is we're going to go back to the other side again. Hello guys, thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate the support. And if you're just coming in, this is going to be an entertaining show, hopefully. This right now is a prospect that we've already watched him in a different position. We're going to get to see him maybe move here. Or we're doing this in super slow mode. We're getting to see what's going on. 903. I've come across some guys that look like they have almost like telescopic eyes in a way, like they kind of pointy to tentacle kind of eyes almost, but not like a tentacle, more I'd say telescopic almost. And that's kind of weird because those things are just kind of resembling something kind of telescopicing out a bit. Like it looks like a little funnel upside down, you know, kind of thing. Well, this is the main thing that I say is going to go into a changer. This, I believe, is where his feet and his legs, you know, are sitting here. Baby's there. Whatever is sitting there has a very large head when you bring the practical sizes of these ferns. This was in the type of year where those ferns are adding up to, you know, on average 4 or 5 inches in the width there. You know, you see this one right there with that good width? So this is still the subject. See what I'm saying? I guess it's nice to kind of hear what the camera is also picking up around. So some of these spots around here can change because there are phenomenal small guys in here, guys. I've come across small guys and all. If you get into my evidence, what I talk about, their markings, how they're wearing down our concrete, our roads, our bridges, all these different kinds of things. Small tells us a big thing. There it is still. This might win it goes out of film a little bit here because I'm shifting. There, I went to the other side of the tree. And this is when he goes right back to his position, so... Oh, is this when I'm giving him a full-out break? It's not. I'm just going to try something here. Did I hit it forward? Yes, I had. Thought he did. Okay, now he's coming back down into it. See there? Okay, so I'm just going to 10-second fast forward. There he is again, and I'm going to hit the 10-second fast forward. Again. 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 Sorry about that, but I got, and I'm going to hit it again here, because I think we're, oh no, maybe we are coming into him. Yeah, there he is right there. So it took us, see this face down here? This whatever's going on down there? Kind of interesting, eh? Almost looks like a crocodile head, but I think there's a baby right here or something. So he's back there, so I'm going to try something. I'm going to go with pausing at 9:48. I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring it to, okay. 42. Okay. Okay. Okay, so where are we here? Because we're in that range, guys. Because there's the, yeah, there she is. So that was my first sweep back down. And this is all back there. That's that black spot we'll get to see. That, remember, I pulled my head and I said, this guy's head's just up a little bit higher. And I went like this, and I said around in wherever the V is, that, because maybe he pushes this leaf up. Because it almost seemed like it was a little bit more like that somehow. But anyways, that weird blackness was right all here. Whatever what was going on there in that mix. Hope you guys are getting that, because I get that pretty good. So let's watch this for another moment here. And then we're going to go to a new video. So I'm going to come and get his hand. This is his back of his head. His ears behind here. His eyes, those two blackness. See how they're more separated now? His nose, same sheen. His lippy kind of chin thing. He has a big snout. His eyes snout is kind of that long. And like I said, this thing here is like 3 inches or something. We can count on that plant being. I use his head like the size of about a 5-gallon bucket is what I describe to people is the size of his head without his snout. So there we go. We get to, I believe in this video, actually see him doing his attempts and moving. Where that hand trying to be like a leaf. And that's part of the reason why I keep with it as a hand. Okay, so down with that one. You want to just have some fun and do some, see that looks like a back. Okay, so let's go back here and just start into it, okay? I'll do a little bit of talking. I'll explain kind of where I must have been in this moment. I was gleeful. Okay, come into a spot back there. You see the spot right there? Covering it all, right in there. Watch that spot. Learn to start to realize you can see things. This is a 3-year-old video or something. So now I'm going to do that. Because we have to live with a lot of weird shadows and stuff, right? So I'm going to make sure that the quality is best as it'll show. I'm going to put it on the slow speed. And we'll sit back and watch this because it's pretty enjoyable. I get to see movements and stuff, so... We'll give it time. A couple of twinkles happened there. You see that? Near the top of the screen just a moment ago. It's like eyes flicking back and forth. Flickering, I should say, like the glow, eye glow. It really does become on them. Where am I here? Look at that right there, eh? Looked like somebody said, maybe I skipped too far off of it or something. you can, that's, that's what it is. There's stuff in there. There's probably some good scenes. You want to see Ramsey? This will be a pretty cool one, especially with the slow-mo part of it. So we go to 9. It's going to be at 9:56. So let's just do some regular speed here for a moment. Okay, this is where we're coming into Ramsey now. Okay, let me just go like this. I have it there, 53. I'm gonna do this. Normal, slow. Okay, so with Ramsey here, what we're going to be looking at, so we're going to just watch it first, and I'm going to use my red dot, and I'm going to point him out to you. And this is just a crazy, weird, really weird find. And I think it's significant. And the flukiness of getting it was fluky. I think this was the first time I was actually trying to use this camera that I have here in this video, and trying to use it where with the really far zoom. Okay, so there, whoops. Okay, I'm gonna show you something right here. See this? And then see the other one? Might see something here. See that type of gray stuff that's going on here? And then you look around, you can see it's different, right? You see this thing right there? There's also, you see those two things down here? You end up at one point seeing something that could, on the lower side where my red dot be, like we'll get right in there, we're going to get much closer. Could be an eye. But this one right here, in this range right here, that's close to what I'm referring to, is kind of, they look like horns to me. Okay, so that's why I went with Ramsey. And this eye, because this camera is zoomed so far in there, and it does get even closer, that when that movement happens, and what I'm claiming is an eye, it's out here like you're seeing right now. That thing could be it. And then next moment, you realize it's going in behind this tree. So we'll watch this one a couple of times because it's so just really cool. Do I have the bigger screen? No, I don't have the bigger screen. I think it's when we come back to them now. Because it's not like I'm really seeing them, I don't think. I think I'm just filming. There might have been something catching my eye. So you see them over here? And if I remember right too, you are able, I can't remember if you get to see him after this point. Let me go like this. Yeah, I don't think so. See if I can get him on here. Trying to see the best focus. Okay, so anybody, like, in part why I'm pointing this out is obviously for you to do whatever kind of confirmations you want to do out of my theories, my facts, my work, what I'm showing for video data. So this is what I'm saying looks like a horn. Another thing, that way I've described it, is maybe somebody's hand, and another finger would be over there and a finger here, coming and actually holding, like, just have his hand on top of his son's head or whatever type thing. So this seems to me like a head. This object that is right there, I'm going to try to get it, but that object right there is what I believe to be you might even be able to, like, see how it looks like it's using this twig. You see there's a twig here or something, and then the bigger tree thing there on the left of me, you kind of see him like he's peeking differently here now. You see that? Okay, we're coming into Ramsey again, right down here. So watch that, what I say I think is eye, right there. And that could be another or something. I don't know. There's something going on there. No doubt. See him on the left there? Watch him on the left there. You see the horny kind of thing, and then you see there's something squinting in there, and something's going on. There's eyes or something doing some squinting going on in there and trying to hide from the camera. And like I said, maybe somewhere previous, just coming up to that spot, is when you end up being able to see them a little bit better, maybe. So right there, we're at 9. See, because it's back on this distance. You see what I'm saying? And then what you have to do, as soon as you see him, there he is down there now. This is good too, because it's more of a distance seeing. So that you see that one focus there was pretty nice there, about 56. Well, I think I bounced back. Okay, so we get an idea there. So I'm going to go like that. First Bigfoot encounter. No, I wasn't going to do that one. So we did that guy over there slow. Yeah, let's do this one then. This will be a fun kind of chill, because what we're looking at is we're looking at this big compile of them there. This will be my first probably real Sasquatch pile that I relate with. And it's really cool to watch it in super slow-mo. So there's my red dot. That's almost like, I don't know, sometimes I think that's a great big head and then little ones climbing on them. And then a couple over here you'll get to see. You see a little bit of action over here. Down in here, you get to see some action around in here and stuff. Maybe back in there and so on and so forth. But let's watch that clutter for a bit. And I'll try to stay out of the way on the tree here or something. Get some volume on there. I don't know if I should jump up to some... we'll just leave it like this for now. And you get to see it change a fair amount and stuff. I'm going to have a little bit of my break and have a beverage and stuff. So I have this one time when I first started 3+ years ago. I guess about just over 3.5 years ago. And I call it my 21 days with Bigfoot. And This is day, what I refer to as about day 17. Day 15, 17, something like that. At day 13, 15, 16, yeah, 17, and then day 19? Yeah, day 19 was my third big experience. Look at what's happening back there, eh? On the lower level, not necessarily where that looks like a big head up above, but down below in that good gray. Where's my pointer stick? Right off to my right there. Oops. That nice, almost looks like it could be a head looking right at us or something, eh? So we're on super, super slow speed here, guys. We're on super slow speed. Like I had it already on, what did I say in the video? 8 times slow from regular speed, and now it's probably me talking, saying a little something. So that headish looking thing almost looks like it's further away back there. There's more plant coming into trying to conceal it or something. Maybe on the right side of me here, you get to see some movement, a little something going on. Like you watch for anything, you see those 2 dots there, guys? Easily that it means nothing. Sounds kind of interesting, eh? Is that me talking? Some people, when I do this, will sit there and say, oh, you're putting in sound effects and stuff. It's kind of, don't you understand slow motion? Isn't your brain going to just for a second go, it's on slow motion. I wonder if the sound is also slow. You know what I mean? No sound effects here. I'm liking the different corners around here, though. I can see that corner right up off there. You watch stuff like that. It's, when you see these different grays and darks and stuff come in, I think I just seen something kind of twinkle there, but I might have been slowing how I was looking over there. Now that I know this, there's so much small around too. Like, look at just down to the right there. Just like, what is that thing that's coming right to my, almost to my bubble now? Is that just a weird stump there? Is that just a weird shadow sitting there? It's kind of an interesting one. I never noticed it before because this slow motion really does some stuff. And that's how they like to do it. They like to tweak around trees and stuff. They like, this is going to be huge. And if there's anybody out here, that I hope there's people watching me. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch. But you're the first, whoever's watching right now, you're the first to really get to hear this from me. Compassionately. I've been doing tons of tests. Like, people don't really know how much tests I actually walk through the forest. I cannot walk through the forest without 100% looking at almost all the ground I'm walking around, all the trees, all the foliage, because all these trees tell me a different expression. This stump right here in front, they all tell me different things. You can look at them and you really get to see their tracks. There's marks in them. You get to really understand things differently. So I really try to push people to grab the passion of that. Don't be scared of it. You actually become less frightened of these beings once you get deeper in. Hey, Scotty, how's it going? Just you, right on. Well, Scotty, I wanted to tell you that where I do my camp, not too sure if you know where my camp is, but it's where I have a lot of the deer sightings. And guess what? I just put up that video 3 days back of a deer showing you guys a deer. Kind of explain around that, you guys, in about 4 months, I'm getting up to around 20. Well, guess what? I woke up to this morning. 2 deer. I haven't uploaded I've uploaded the videos. I just haven't released them yet. But 2 deer. And I tell you, man, talk about looking tattered and stuff. Like I don't know a lot about the winter condition and so on and so forth with their coats and stuff. But the tatteredness that they have looks a lot like I've seen on squirrels a number of times. And I've seen probably 100 squirrels in my life or so in the wild, just from being around parks, all that kind of stuff. And only in the last 2 or 3 years, I've found them where I've realized that either they're having big scraps in their birthing chambers, and when the squirrel's just not able to be old enough to get away. Because there was ones where it looked like their whole side was kind of skinned to some degree. And what do these beings do with the trees and stuff? They do similar experimentations. So anyways, why did I say that part? Oh, it goes to have to do with my camp up there. So you have an idea of what my camp looks like is why I pointed that deer one out to you, so you can kind of get a hone in around my surroundings, because that's where I really do camp out night after night. And I've been up in that spot, I guess, maybe getting around to a year or something like that now. I got to do a little bit of math on that one. But they've really come into the area. A lot of them, it's like they've just compiled and stuff. And I'm saying it's because I camp out there. They're interested in what I'm interested in. They have interests like we have interests. There's different things going on. In the end, does it mean Ian disappears? It actually might mean that. But we can be hopeful and we can pray and we can believe and so on and so forth that that's not the end result. And that's what I'm really hoping, is that's not the end result. They're cool with this in particular person, and they're not going to make me disappear if they are behind so many human disappearances. And obviously somebody's behind a lot of human disappearances. But anyway, so we go back up to that camp spot. Well, when I'm at my camp there, if I look south, from there, I don't get to see Baker, but Baker is just hidden in behind a couple of the mountains that all I have to do is drive a mile, and I can see Mount Baker, that is in United States, Washington. So I'm looking south. I'm looking on the north side of Baker. I see a huge amount of snow. Get to enjoy the beauty of Baker all the time. Well, at my camp here, I can turn and I look north, and I see a set of mountains that... I got to look on our map just to confirm, but I believe so whoever's just joining us, we're watching this area right here, guys. And we're watching how it changes and stuff, because we got a bunch of guys hiding in there. And if you really watch with the camera movement, there's been very little camera movement. It's so much in the same spot. So you guys can even do, like, after this video is up and loaded and stuff, you could do a quick rewind, pause, and check out all these different spots and just do a little bit of a comparison and see what's going on. But anyway, so back to that story, or my camp up there, about me camping out. If you're asking about for me camping out, no, not at all. The cops don't mind me. When there's certain rules in Canada when it comes to camping out and stuff, and I don't break the rules harshly. But also where I am, there's only one house on that block there, other than the big Catholic monastery and stuff. I'm in a spot, like I'm just in the center of hundreds of acres. I kid you not, brother. It is very cool. It's almost like it's my own in a way. But anyways, the owner has approached me, of the guy at the end of the block, and he likes it. Yeah, he likes it because I camp there, because it keeps out the druggies and so on and so forth. People aren't hanging out there so much anymore. But so what I observed the other night that just blows my... So that's most likely me talking. Yeah, it is pretty great. So, oh yeah, so at my camp there, when I'm looking back onto those mountains I was describing that are now I'm looking north, and I am going to confirm on those mountains, but I think they have to do with the Miracle Valley, the Sylvester Road, I don't know what that is called, Hatzick Lake, maybe back in there, Hatzick Valley, stuff like that. It might be the mountains there, the what would you call it? The more northernly eastern mountains set. So I'm sitting looking at the, the mountains on kind of on the other side there, I believe. And in the middle of the night there, I believe it was a clear night. I can't confirm on that or anything, but I don't even know, Scotty, if you happen to know this at all, that I talk about the light energy and so on and so forth. The thing that people are calling so many UFO claims and so on and so forth about the UFOs. Think about this. All of them are light objects. Even if they're a dark shadow light, they're still a light reference they're giving us. They're all giving us reference of light, these so-called UFOs. Another thing that people have said also is, oh, I've seen windows on the UFO. Well, nobody who's flying through space has any kind of glass window on their UFO. I mean, sure, us Earthlings might, because we don't have anything better that we can see through, right? But obviously these space things, if there is anybody from another planet, I'm assuming they don't have to have windows, they don't have glass. But anyways, those objects I see with my own eyes many times being made by the beings of the circle of this whole community we're seeing right now. So there's a circle in this community. Will they all have exactly the same abilities? I kind of have my doubts, but I don't know. So I don't know how that circle fully comes together. So in other words, Patty of 1967, that Bigfoot Sasquatch, is she exactly like the ones we're looking at right now? Is she able to turn on her eyes where they're a glowing energy? I don't see that in her or anything like that. But I know there's somebody out there that has see-through metal. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you never know. It could be see-through metal too, right? So on and so forth with that in particular part of it. So back to my spot up there again. Don't you be clicking on me. Back up to my spot up there. They were giving me light from that. Like, sound cool, eh? So they were giving me light from that mountain range back there. So I tell you, like, there is some, and their exactness on our eyesight. You know how I get them most of the time, guys? I'm going to say this, and people who don't ever come on and watch my show or whatever don't really get to know much of Ian's trade secrets or whatever. But what I do is I watch them 95% of the time. I watch them with my peripheral vision. And the reason I do that is because with your eyesight, soon as it crosses their eyes, that's when you'll get a test of light if you're getting tests of them. If you realize that that's when you get those opportunity of tests of light, you can start to play the games of give me some light. Okay, show me some light without me looking directly at you. And you'll start to realize them at times in a peripheral look when you're observing them. They'll sit there and they'll flicker their light and stuff. They're going, come on, look this way, Ian. Look, look, look. And then all of a sudden I'll play into it and I'll flash I've been doing this for a while now where I've been training myself in a way I don't get hung up on them very often. I can actually take my eye and just, if they're doing something weird, like say if they all of a sudden started zigzagging the light looking beam way back there, then my eye's going to catch up to it differently, I guess, and kind of follow into it. But they don't do that. They mostly just are trying to fool you as whatever kind of a light object they are. So in other words, if they're trying to make it look like they're, look at all these little shines right down here, eh? See those little shines right there? I'm talking about the lights and stuff. You watch for that kind of stuff. It can have something to do with the sun because the sun is coming through. So there's a chance that those things are beginning to glow because of that, or else it's all the real small-headed guys, and that's where I'm going. I'm going with the small-headed guys, and they're compiling up. They're really small-headed guys that you can see one of them, or yeah, one of them that has a number of different angle shots on them. You can see them on my community page. So make sure you're watching down in here and stuff too. You seen that guy? Looks like something's going on there. You see that? Maybe there. You know, back over here. Obviously right here. Now, isn't that neat now? Because that, whatever, always similar to looking like a big browed head and stuff, that thing that's just kind of with me there, looks like a stick now. It looks still like a face, but what is going on? And then we get to a spot where our angle right now is giving us a good view here. Remember that thing we were looking at right here? Is it still there? Is there a whole compile? See, my red dot can't quite make it to the side, but you see that compilation? Is there a few actually kind of piled together there? Because they do that. They do. That's where the native Indians have gotten the totem pole from. Is from these guys doing Bigfoot and Sasquatch piles and totem poles. And the natives, obviously way back in the day, picked up on it because that they don't even realize that they get that information from them, I believe. And it's no offense to the natives. I would look at it personally as a great tribute to the beings, and I would start trying to figure out how you could actually make a totem pole of them, maybe. So you wonder if there's still something there, eh? It's hard to see because the dimension, the distance, like right there even. See under my red dot there? Because they will know that they can use this branch to some extent. So if there's length to him, if he's not a real small guy and he's got the rest of his length going that way, they know. And then little Peeper who's behind me, there's like 400 right now that are behind me, giving him signals, letting him know if he's okay with his viewing and stuff. Something's going on. So that's what I wanted to share with you then, is that yeah, I truly their experience, and they're expressing out with the light part of whatever that is, the glowing energy and stuff, believable shows out of them. And I've been working up to a comfort so I can get it good on camera. Like I've tried a number of times. The next thing you know, I see that 90 people watched it. And I go back 3 months later, 98 people watched it. I'm talking about groundbreaking, life-changing events. And, people are missing out. And, it's a, when you're using your passions and... Okay, so let's look for gift. So this one right here, this in particular video, gift I call it in this video, that's when I walked up before the experience of my first face-to-face. So let's quickly watch my first face-to-face in some slow-mo then. I'll get us right up to the spot. And I'll put it just moments before. Here's 10 seconds before. So I'm going to point to it. So there's the main guy. That's his head right there. You get to see his two eyes right there. See that stick? There's a stick that shines in front of his mouth. Down over here, you're going to get to see a bug-eyed guy. I like to point him out now. It's like he's got bug-eyed. So right now we're looking... So that would be his cheek. I think that's either his shoulder, his right shoulder, or his dad's arm wrapped around him. But right there is his head. Did I understand your frame at a time? Okay, so the bug-eyed guy... Is it playing yet? See that? I think that's him right there. You'll get to see him better. So you see this guy right there? You see his head roll? See that stick right in front of his mouth? The stick is between us and the camera. That's his head. Shines off of his head. The two black things are his eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Turn that volume down. So right... We're going to see if we can get him better. I think maybe we get to see him better before all that action. So let's just jump back here for a moment. So there you get to see his head pretty good. Oops, I better put on the power. See his head right there, eh? Just under my dot there. Like below it. How do I frame forward and back at one at a time? So are you referring to just doing it now here? Whoops. Here I can't get frame. I can do it like a second at a time and it'll probably bring it within a frame thing, but if I have this video saved in my memory, I can there where it would be cool. Whoops. I just wanted to show you something also right here, Scotty. Right here is another one. So while you're watching this video, the first face-to-face video or whatever, and you're trying to figure stuff out, because that's a good idea to do, because there's big issues going on. Oh, there we get to see the bug-eyed good. So one eye there and one eye there. And this is a blurry picture. So realize you get to see him better, and it's a real cool thing. See these other guys kind of right there? Some stuff going on. There's other things like this video. There could be hundreds. I'll show you another significant about this video. If I go like this and I do normal, I think I hit normal, and I go back to, okay, this is the spot when I'm just, I don't want to have it that loud. I'll turn it about there. So I just walked past that other area there. Let's just, oops. Still not far enough. They're still not far enough. Okay, just walked past the area. Knew it was hot. Trying to cool myself. This is my first experience. I knew something was up. Oh, I did that poorly. Let me do this again, because listen to this noise. See how it's dying out? Watch, it'll start to build a bit. That noise is their chatter. So when you watch this video, There they are right there. So they end up being in this video here for over 30 seconds. So that is tons of time to do some analyzing or whatever. And also realize that when the camera is doing a couple of adjustments there, it's got two different kinds of frequencies in it. It's got like its real motor adjustment, whereas, and I get a feeling that that's where they're going. They're chattering more because they're picking up on something. But when the digital part, and this is so scientific, when the digital part is adjusting and doing its thing, I don't think they're catching up on that. I don't know. But that is something for sure science wants to know about these guys, if that's kind of a thing. Let's watch. Bigfoot encounter. Yeah, let's do it. This one, the gift. I call it. This was the day I walked in, and so I'm calling it.
It's the Tin Man here.
So for a piece of memory, this is like day 13 on my. Yeah, they could hear it, but I believe because, like I said, you know, they got electrical energy going on. They got stuff going on where they're using this glow power. They have respect for our power lines because they muck around with tons of things, but they don't muck around highly with the power lines, not unless they can make things fall on them, like trees fall on them and stuff like that. But physically, you know, all my thing, I've met a number of different times, I've seen where they show a respect on high energy, and low energy they wouldn't. Like I could tell in different areas where I say, I believe they're either swinging on these lines, you know, our communication low energy lines is what I'm kind of talking about. Those they'll muck around with. They'll break them off the poles. They'll do stripping of them. They'll do all this different kind of thing to cause some issues, but they never get that carried away with the big power energy. So
Just walking my entrance here.
so let's watch this together.
There's the motel.
13 days.
Tosca.
Motel Jungle Gym is what I called the first
So that
part
would
of
be
the
a
spot.
So they've been here because I have not seen that spot. So they've been walking around here at the beginning of the trail. Seen a big spot back there that I can't say that I've never. I could have passed it by a number of times, but it's a huge one. I just didn't bother stopping anyways because I got this basket. I'm going to put you in the basket. And you can film from within the basket, maybe. Here, let's just hold on for a minute. I'll figure something out.
Wait a second. That basket wasn't on day 13.
So I also have my camera pole.
Yeah, no, that's
Taking
wrong.
pictures and such. There you go.
I call it in this video.
This with the camera pole.
Sorry, I stand corrected. At least I know there's something on here. So this is day 19. This is when, you know, the big baboon guy I was showing us there at the beginning.
Basket that I had laying around there. You feel
This is the
old one.
video.
Oops. There you go.
Did you see that one that I even showed then? Because if you're talking about that one that happened right by me, I was parked there, friend, and they knocked down a tree, I swear, and knocked down the power lines, and I could have freaking, like I was 2 poles away. But that's the one you're talking about, man, yeah. Oh, I'm doing some buffering, eh? That's too bad, I shouldn't buffer.
Just walking over the poop station. It's still sitting almost the same.
Make sure the steam is vibrating up on you.
Something new maybe going on there. That almost sounded like a fake raven call, now that I think about it. And there's been raven call stuff going on back and, I don't know, about back and forth. So they've turned around and maybe messed this up more.
Hope it hasn't been doing too much buffering.
There's a couple of whatever's going on there, but know, it's not very early in the day. Yeah, there's spots, footsteps, so I'm not going to really trail for that stuff. Just not going to look for much for differences. I'm just going to go my route. Unless I feel like...
So you look at the size of the trees. Oh, awesome. They don't really have to make much for
I'm noticing a lot more poop.
a jungle gym in here or anything. The naturalness
I'd
of the
almost guess it's
forest,
some kind of a...
how they care with it and stuff.
I don't know, raccoon poop or coyote poop and stuff.
It's so much just a jungle.
I'd almost guess it was in that.
Well, this forest here, though, is quite a bit different now.
Like, it's just this trail. There's spots.
These guys tried to start rebuilding their ramps here, and they just they kept on getting knocked apart, so I think they fully gave up.
I'm excited, so I'm going fast.
I'm curious if I'll get to see him again.
Not much of a rush.
Big baboon.
Good hour or so before I would... it depends. I mean, I could end up being in the mood of staying around in the dark a little bit here. I just haven't gotten there yet to see if I'm in that mood. I like to cut through there because it gets me away from the stinking highway quackers. There's a spot there that looked pretty fresh, so there is a big guy around, I think. I haven't really figured out if there's a big male here.
Hear that, eh?
No, there's kids, young kids, all the way up to the mama. That really seemed of age. She didn't seem like she was a young mom or anything. See, so that's the... Actually, this is going...
So that was my first encounter I was just talking about. My first face-to-face. Of course, referring to the mama one.
But this is right at the entrance anyways. To the valley. And this is... Or no, I'm taking this to bedding. I'm taking this to the nesting station. Should I do it after? Because I'm just wondering if they...
Is it making a lot of noise on there for you?
If they want to see me, they're going to come and see me.
Oh, in Washington, it's really pouring
Okay, where
down.
am I at? I'm at 6 minutes.
Gotcha.
So off and on.
Oh, I guess that was it. But anyways, so yeah, I guess I called it in that video.
All the way up to the mama.
This one right here, the large baboon-headed. So that day, Wisconsin, cool. Very cool. So that large baboon-headed one there, then, is the one that... oh yeah, let me show you this one, because this one's right at the very beginning too. So I'm just gonna put it all to good setting, and do a slow mode. And this one is very cool. This is... Yeah, we were talking earlier about the finger glasses, were we? Or was that I did an earlier live too. Finger glasses. Do you know anything about the finger glasses? I'll put it that way. This one is where we get an awesome example of finger glasses. I'll tell you when we're coming to see something, but I can't remember. It's about... Oh, you see those two whatevers appear there? Must look like something appeared there as... a little bit of eye kind of thing. But I'm not talking about something small like that. I'm talking about big in this video, people. You're going to like what we come across here. And we're going to get some really good viewing of it. Kind of neat how I came back into these spots here. What's going on? Is this one called 100% proof again? This isn't the video. I want to go into trying to figure it out. 100%. Right, best looking. So that's it. We'll go all the way down here. Oops. And we'll go to quality, and then we'll go to slow mode, and we'll start from the beginning, and it's about 8 seconds in. And you might get to see other things, but we're gonna mostly go for that. See, like there's something going on above my head there. Here. Now we're coming to them. They're going to be peeking through the trees. And you're going to get to see finger glasses. Here they come. Here they are. Cool. You see that? Go back. Might be some stuff here too, but these ones here, I'm going to just swipe beside them, okay? They're coming in the next frames here. And like I said, finger glasses. Not so much that they understand glasses. It's more like they're just doing stick kind of stuff in front of their eyes, in front of their faces. Here they come now. So you'll see them here, see them here, see them here. That one here, I'd love to see that in the super slow mode, like I talked about there. So I'm going to do a pause on them now. Should be coming up here now. I'll watch around in these spots more. Try to get it in a good that's a pretty good one, it looks like. So obviously you can see lots of frames going on in here and stuff. If you guys look closely, you'll end up being able to realize, oh yeah, finger, 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 maybe a thumb or something. This here, this junction in the middle, if you get right in close on one of these frames, you can end up realizing, like, take your 4 fingers and push them together. You can make different patterns of shadow marking because they're not really joined. So this makes a real intersection of fingers, okay? And so there's a pattern there. And when that pattern doesn't line up properly, yeah, you can see them awesomely. you end up, you can verify through the pattern of how he does it, because one of the fingers he overlaps, like let's pretend that red dot is is one of his fingers. He overlaps the other fingers, so it shows the shadow different. It would still show a shadow there and a shadow there and a shadow there, but this one wouldn't then have a shadow there. You see what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Now over here, it looks like we maybe get to see a multitude, maybe of a couple of fingers. You know, 3, 4 fingers there. Is that like 3 knuckles maybe? And then the index finger and the other thumb is under, making the kind of eyeglass, kind of almost little bit of peel there. And then when you get right into all of this, you guys, let me try to get another frame here. Because what you get to do is you get to pick up on other eyeglasses underneath here. Maybe some of it is stick. There might be another set down here. Like this one, when I've looked at this a lot of times, you see how that really looks like a thumb? You see, well, if you watched my video earlier, I was talking about, how they would, they're multi-flexible, and they can put that, their hands in different positions so easily compared to us. So up here, it's really trippy because this color trips you out so much with these colors here. But I swear, I always think there's a big one standing here. Whether he's doing some trickery, because you see this line right here, like I developed these into some pictures. And this one, that line that's just under my red dot right now, I think that's actually a finger so many times in some of these stills. But anyway, so now this finger glasses, if you go back here, like right now on my in particular paws, you don't see it very good, but there's some that are really good there. So let me go like this. I'm going to run it through for a second, and then I'm going to hit rewind again. So I'm going to try pausing with that background. Right there, I think I see. Whoops. Stop that. So many things. I wanted to point out, I thought I'd seen a set of eyeglasses there. Or finger glasses. So we're coming up. So like I said, I've taken the time to go through here pretty good and stuff. And in doing that, see, there's a good set right there we're starting to see. See that? And there, and there, and there, and there. Like that whole set. If you get in close, you look at the intersection of fingers compared to the intersections of fingers here, compared to the intersection of finger here. See, now when you look at this, how it looks, that looks like it could be eyebrow thing, or is that a small set of finger glasses that the little guys that's get to hang out with dad doing? Is this a big set? Like, actually, if you look at that, you almost do. In this in particular pause, it almost looks, that looks like a big set of finger glasses. Like, is this really a shoulder, or is it something to, look like something else or whatever? But this is, yeah, it is very right on. Thank you, Scotty. It's some pretty amazing stuff. There's something going on there, eh, Scotty? And if we got to watch this on the super speed, like I think there's something there. No, that's just marking in the tree. I swear before I had seen something around, and I thought it stuck out almost better than those other guys, but I can never find it again. And it was like around in this area here, just moments after seeing those guys. This in particular day, don't recall the video at this moment, but I got some my first time, I think, some really cool looking gray looking guys back deep in the far forest. This day was a really cool day for me. It was like I said, my best catch to something that kind of looks towards like a Sasquatch. There you go. So I think we covered some pretty good videos there for everybody to I'm kind of curious here. Feel like hanging out watching some more video? Let's run through this one and see what I find for my I'm saying 100% proof without looking at my notes, because it would be in my notes. Hopefully you guys can handle that rain. It's not too chitter chatter on our video taken. You got the 10 minutes right on. If I'm gonna whistle too much, I'm turning that down. I always forget how irritating it comes across on the video. What are you up to? Just a second there. I'll do another little rewind here. Do they what? That'll bounce up again in a second here, but there's something just here. I thought I seen something here. Right there. Now come up again. Yeah, I guess it was just leafage. Give it another second here. It sure is very interesting watching them in slow motion, I tell you. You know, and you get, like right here, you see how I move back and forth, you get that dimensional, you get to see the depth of it and stuff. Like, I think some people find that difficult when they're watching. And they, you know, oh yeah, no, I remember what video this is now. This is my big dog. Is this the, yeah, this is the big, okay. It is too. Okay, this is going to be fun to watch in slow motion. We come to it pretty quick. You know, that whistling was reminding me, that tune was reminding me something. This is by the Ramsey clan, the same day across the road, and you just heard the road. If that was a legitimate car. which I have a feeling it was, but okay, we're getting closer to her. I don't remember exact time. I'd have to look, but and this one is sitting like the dog. This one sits like a dog. It almost like kind of in a way would remind you of a Doberman or a Rottweiler or something. This is actually a pretty good scene. See those glows on the left there a bit, eh? Could be sun breaking through, but see those two? See, I'm videotaping way across a bank, like there's a big ravine in between us. Not like that's very close to me. There's the foot on the left, leg and stuff or something. Is that it? It's looking different to me. That must have been it. What time are we at right now? Okay. So I'm going to go back. Okay. Now I see her better again. Okay, so if I go like this, move me down. Quality's good. Speed is 25. So what I'll do is I'll take this, and you see that right there? Not this stick. It's closer to us, obviously, but that black there, I think that's like an arm or a leg or something. This would be about where the elbow is. This would be the front arm, and there would be another arm there or something coming up that side. Excuse me. But, yeah, and then the hind legs maybe would be back here or something, and you'll get to see a front profile looking of what I think looks like a dog. So there's that front legs. And it's going to come to it again. So the leg is just in that upper corner there. You see this still? Right there. Used to look like a leg. Ooh. Got to see those eyes in there. Let's see if it happens again. There. Like what the frig is that one, eh? You see that as an eye, that is an eye? So the eye just on the right of me, there's some shine and then some shine. It's a big black looking. Let's just play that through. There we go. Didn't notice seeing it so well the first time. No, he doesn't move. Alrighty, folkies. Mostly Scotty for hanging out such a long time. Have a good night. Let's do that again. It was a good time. Whatever this one is, it's there she is right there, guys, in good view. There's something going on sitting there with big eyes looking. Look at that, eh? You enjoyed it? Right on. So doing it this way, you enjoy this then? My reception, I hope, was pretty good. I'll be rewatching this, see how it works out. There are some other ones around in here, obviously, little ones. Like, you never know, are those just big mothers? And then lots of little somethings. Yeah, right on, man. Right on. Alrighty. Cheers, everybody.